Our women's singles matchup arriving in style. Judit Castillo coming through in the Lexus. We love to see it. Judit, one of these players in women's singles that we have started to get to know here on the APP Tour. She won a gold medal in Sacramento, a silver in Atlanta, trying to do it again here in Houston. Walking through how she made it here to Championship Sunday. What stood out to you about the way Judit Castillo played?
Well, the tough one was that defeat to Megan Fudge at 1-10. It's not that close of a match, so to be able to stay positive and to come back through the back draw with that one, that's a very tall task after a tough loss.
And a tough task for Judit right now as we are underway with our women's singles gold medal match.
Wow, nice roll there from Castillo. I tell you what, if that's how this is going to play out, we're in for a long one.
That's how you grind out a point right there. Castillo just playing defense, turning that into offense with that cross-court two-hander. Beautifully done.
You see a little bit more about Judit Castillo, hometown of Shreveport, Louisiana, but originally from Spain. She gets the first point here in our women's singles match and the second.
That ball checked up a little bit there on Devidze, and she ended up missing that one into the net.
And then here's a look at her opponent, Salome Devidze, 37 years old, calls Jupiter, Florida home, but she was originally born in the country of Georgia. And you just see how many gold medals she has on the APP Tour. This is going to be a tall task for Judit Castillo, but starting out very strong here in game number one.
Oh, too good of an angle there from Devidze.
When you're seeing Devidze early on come to the kitchen line, and sometimes you'll see her kind of feel that out, what she's going to do coming forward, but she's come forward 3 times already early on.
Ooh, change of pace there from Salome Devidze. Judit Castillo can't come up in time.
That's a nice little drop right there from Devidze, and reason being she can do that, she's got Castillo back behind the baseline. So if she's behind the baseline, that drop's going to be effective.
That ball sailing wide from Castillo.
So the first point of the match, we saw Castillo roll that ball back behind Devidze on the backhand side. We have not seen her do that in the last 4 points where Devidze's come up to the kitchen line. I think she needs to stay in that pattern where she's going to pull to the backhand side a little bit more because Devidze's not as strong with that backhand volley.
So after going down 0-2 here, Salome Devidze with her first lead here in our women's singles gold medal match. 3-2 the score for Devidze's serve.
And here's the issue too right now. Castillo, the return to serve there was much better. She pushed Devidze back behind the baseline. What she's not been doing is getting depth on any of her forehand or her backhand. Everything is in the transition area. It's allowing Devidze to come up.
Oh! Castillo with some speed to get there for Devidze's shot. Salome tries to go cross court, but runs into the net there with the ball. Can't get it over.
I think Devidze was just as surprised as we were right there. I mean, she wide open court. Thought she had it on the paddle easily. Ends up a little bit of late movement there by the look of it on that ball from Castillo as she's running cross court.
Salome giving a little clap of appreciation on her paddle after Judit made it all the way over to get that shot.
We got a ball gone under the bleachers right here, and We all know how particular players are. They get used to one ball, not wanting to change that.
Well, so
it's taking about 6 or 7 people to try and get this ball.
There's that piece of string that's there in front to try to stop the ball to go through there. But what ended up happening is Daniel Segerman stuck his arm down there. He flicked it out. It hit that piece of string and went back under.
Keeping it in now. Instead of keeping it out, the string is keeping it in.
So it's a tie game here in our first game of our women's singles gold medal match. Judit Castillo.
3-3.
Trying to take the lead back here.
That's a nice ball right there from Castillo, and the biggest difference right there is she takes some pace off it and doesn't give Devidze a ball up around chest height. She creates some shape on that ball. It dips as it gets over the net, and she's ending up to try and hit up on that ball.
Devidze just forcing Castillo to run sideline to sideline on that one before finishing with the overhead winner.
Yeah, I mean, if we had a chart right now of the ball depth, and like you were talking about, Dom, Castillo's balls are not getting any further than mid-transition area. Devidze's balls are all in the back third of the court. Most of them a foot inside the baseline and putting so much more pressure on Castillo. Oh, that ball just out.
Side out.
So as you guys can see, we have line judges and our referee here on court making calls for the players here.
4-3.
Coming to the kitchen line is part of Castillo's game, but she just hasn't been able to because of the lack of depth on her ground strokes. Now she was able to on that one, but then ends up backing up because Devidze controlled the kitchen line there.
3-4.
Change of pace there or change of direction, excuse me, from Salome Devidze, catching Castillo running one way and sends the ball the other.
Yeah, she gets this one just inside the sideline. But Castillo, dead sprint across the other side of the court. It's a tough angle and a tough ball to change direction on there for Devidze.
So it's going to be a tie game here for all in our game number one.
Yeah, Devidze just creates such good angles when she gets to the kitchen line. When she's able to create and get to balls at the kitchen line, watch, there's one angle here, and it just creates the next angle with a two-handed backhand.
5-4.
So Devidze taking the lead here in game number one and ready to serve.
Point.
That was good depth there from Castillo, and it gave her the opportunity to come up to the kitchen line, but the drop from Devidze making it extremely difficult for Castillo to pick up, and a good timeout there.
Good timeout here called by Judit Castillo. It's one of those situations that you guys always talk about of how many points do you allow somebody to get before they end up taking the timeout. So timeout called on the court gives us time to do our Tervis hydration break. And all of us with our Tervis water bottles, making sure that we also stay hydrated today.
These have been extremely valuable the last 3 days in Houston, let me tell you.
I keep mine underneath. It's safe.
Safe
Keep it out because again, everything's been melting. If you leave the top open, it melts. But what we've been noticing too is that every time we come back, there's still ice is still in it.
Still ice in it, which is very great. So keeping ourselves hydrated as well so we can bring you all the action. So the action here on Championship Court well underway out of the timeout. We've talked a lot about the games of these two women. You talk about Castillo not being able to come to the kitchen line as much early on here in game one. How does she start doing that out of this timeout?
The biggest thing is the depth of her returns and her ground strokes. When Devidze's back at the baseline, she's got to keep her back. So she's got to get more depth on her ground strokes, get that ball within a foot, 2 feet of the baseline to keep Devidze back and not allow her to come up and attack like she is right now. And when she's allowing that to happen right now, it's just too much of an issue. Devidze's too good up at the kitchen line.
Well, again, it's that double angle that you were talking about, Dom. Castillo's ball right there, mid-court. Devidze steps up, creates first angle, follows behind, second angle, closes the point out.
Castillo just barely missing that one. Goes into the splits to try and get that ball back, but just barely missing wide.
I mean, Castillo is out there and she's grinding, but to be able to have to cover sideline to sideline constantly, point after point, it is going to break you down, and we're starting to see that Devidze is able to really break down Castillo here as this match this game continues.
At times, Devidze's serve sailing deep, so it'll be a side out and an opportunity for Castillo to start cutting into this lead.
Point. Five, 8.
Just misses that one wide. So a couple of quick points here for Castillo. I mean, the freebie with the missed return, but that was much better constructed there from Castillo as far as location was. Oh, that's too good.
That's great recovery from Devidze. It looked like Castillo was going to be in control as she punched that ball within a couple feet of the baseline, comes in, but Devidze closing ground after she hits the ground stroke down the line. She anticipates where Castillo is going to go with the next ball and then hits the winner on the opposite line.
Situation there where we did see Judit Castillo start coming up to the kitchen line like you're mentioning, but this is why Salome Devidze has 5 women's singles gold medals in 2023. It's because even when you execute your game plan, she knows how to break it down. Just like that again, it's Devidze taking control of these points.
Deep ball, approach shot, follow behind right here, short angle, open the other quarter. It's rinse and repeat.
Yes.
And it's so rinse and repeat, actually, that we have seen this from Salome Devidze before. She did it in Philadelphia. Dom, why don't you walk us through this aspect of Salome's game that makes her just so challenging for opposition to get any leg up on?
Well, you watch where she's going to go with this ball, and what she does is she creates an opportunity for herself to come up. She goes to the middle, and then she creates the open area and then just puts that ball away. But again, right there, it's just what she's doing. Chad, you said it, rinse and repeat, and she's continuing to do that right here. Now it's up to Castillo to take her out of that, right? Every sport we talk about, it's about disrupting your opponent's timing.
Yep.
So right now, Castillo's doing nothing to disrupt her timing, and Devidze's just in a groove. So what does she have to do? I'd like to see her hit a couple drops, maybe take some pace off. Look to the corner tees, meaning the tee of the sideline and the kitchen line, and force her to hit some balls off the bounce, low and soft.
Yeah, the shorter angles. She hasn't been, and you know, it's difficult for us to tell because we have this fan back behind us. But what I'm sensing a little bit is that there is a little bit of a breeze from Devidze's back, so that's why Castillo's balls aren't getting as deep. Oh,
And again, just the placement from Devidze.
Right there, Castillo just looked flat-footed coming up, right? Watch her come up here, and she's just flat-footed right there coming up. No jump stop, no anything. And Devidze just pushes that ball right down the line, not even with a lot of pace.
So it sets up a game point opportunity here. Salome Devidze with the opportunity to take game one on her paddle. Unfriendly roll off the net for Salome Devidze. So ball goes back to the side of Judit Castillo.
Much better depth on each one of those ground strokes from Castillo. Didn't allow Devidze to come up to the kitchen line.
6-10.
6-10 the score.
there's the roll. We saw that early on
On the
backhand side.
Yeah.
She had, that's the third one that she's done, and right now she is 3 for 3 going to that backhand side with the roll.
7-10. Side out.
Salome Devidze doing a good job of noticing where Castillo's running, changing the direction of that ball, force the side out, gives herself a second game point opportunity here.
When you think about this, it seems like Devidze's in 100% control of this game. Castillo's only down 3.
Yep.
She's not out of this, and yet she's not playing up to her potential right now.
10-7.
Salome Devidze with a chance to win game one right here.
Nice
But
ball.
instead, Castillo, what was it about that ball that made it so hard for Devidze to get back over the net?
Well, it's getting down below the net. You see the roll here again. It's angled. It's down below the net. Devidze is having to cover a lot of court there. The ball gets back behind her. And the same ball there for Devidze. Once that ball gets below the net, it's so much more difficult, one, to create an angle, two, to get back up over the net and not leave it too high.
Another look at that point,
Side out.
or at that side out, excuse me. So now it's game point opportunity number 3 for Salome Devidze here in our women's singles gold medal match at the APP Houston Open. And that is how she does it. Salome Devidze just staying true to the game plan, forcing Judit Castillo to run sideline to sideline. And that one is the point that wins her game number 1. We'll have game 2 when we come back.
This is just the first of 5 gold medal rounds.
Introducing Skechers Pickleball, the official footwear of the APP Tour. They're ultra lightweight and responsive for incredible speed. They have Goodyear rubber outsoles with a specialized pickleball design for increased side-to-side stability and agility. Plus, they feature shock-absorbing foam and Skechers' famous relaxed fit design for incredible comfort game after game. Conquer the court in comfort. Skechers Pickleball, the official footwear of the APP Tour.
The APP is presented by Skechers, Power Plate, Yola, and Humana.
Judit rocking her very first gold medal here on the APP Tour, but I know she has no plans of making it her last.
She is an absolute phenom. I'm looking forward to much more from her. I don't think that she's going to be a stranger to any championship Sunday.
Being focused was the main thing, just trusting the process, trusting all the work that I've been putting in since the very first day that I started playing. All the work that I've been putting in, that's the main thing. Thursday was a really big day, playing Martina first round, Paris on the second, and then Megan on the last one. So those 3 victories, they were key. Más que nada, gracias por estar ahí, aun a pesar de la diferencia horaria. Vosotros hacéis la diferencia y saber que tengo vuestro apoyo es súper importante. Gracias.
Saying thank you so much for your support. It means so much to me here. Judit, we are so excited to see you here. Have no doubt that we're going to see more of you in the future.
Thank you so much. Appreciate it.
With that very first APP gold in Sacramento, she's added a silver since then, and now trying to get another gold medal here against Salome Devidze, but Devidze takes game 1. Game 2 underway.
Yeah, very good ball there from Castillo. And we saw that she's making Devidze move earlier and a lot more than what she was in game 1. A lot of the times, too, it's not about the power. If you can create those shorter angles and get them moving wide and forward, and they go with a little bit more depth. Very difficult to come out of.
That one a passing shot down the line from Castillo, earning a fist bump.
Love how she doubles up here on the forehand side. Right there, that's the second. And then it creates this line opening down the forehand sideline for her. Beautifully done by Judit Castillo. But again, Chad, you and I hit on it. She's taking some pace off right now. When she sees Devidze coming up, she's not hitting through that ball so much, trying to hit it through her chest. She's taking some pace off, making Devidze hit up on the ball.
Castillo played her collegiate tennis at Northwestern State, and one of the things that I have been talking with her about is just the mental side of the game, and we talk about falling in game 1 to Devidze. That's something that Castillo has worked on, is the mental side of pickleball, and certainly coming out swinging here in game 2, showing that she's not going to let game 1 beat her twice. But Devidze doing exactly what she did in game 1 as soon as the ball gets on her side, doing everything she can to keep Judit Castillo on her toes.
Yeah, Castillo, again, she tries to roll that to the backhand side of Devidze, but it's the depth of Devidze's ball there that makes it so difficult for Castillo to roll. She's pushed back, the ball gets tight to her, and when she tries to go, it just floats up. And a good finish, good close by Devidze.
And again, Salome Devidze forcing Judit Castillo to go sideline to sideline. Ties us up here in game 2.
It's just out of Castillo's reach right there. She almost is able to get to this. But again, this is just too good of a ball here from Devidze. She creates angle. Watch her when she gets that paddle up too. She's creating the angle early. So all she's got to do is really catch the ball on the paddle. Angle is already created, follow through, and it's another winner.
2-2.
So Devidze with an opportunity to take the lead here.
Side out.
But instead, it's a side out. So ball back to the side of Castillo.
Yeah, just looked like a little change of mind or indecision there from Devidze. She looked like she was going to take that forehand down the line and then decided to go cross-court with it. Just shorten the swing, cut herself off.
That ball sailing just a bit wide from Castillo, so another side out. Here's another look.
Yeah, you just see the depth of this ball. pushes Castillo back. She's a little bit late with the preparation.
And that ball also pushed outside, pushed just a little bit wide.
Almost another feeling out process here as they just continue to trade side outs here in game 2, even though game 1 is over and done.
You see Castillo approaching the kitchen line, and Devidze looked like she was maybe trying to find some space on the opposite side of the court, and Castillo sort of taking that away with her attack to the kitchen line.
Well, I like that approach there from Castillo. She chips this kind of backhand, nice and slow to Devidze, makes her create all the energy on that ball. She overhits it.
That ball staying in, but Devidze ready and waiting.
But that is all generated from the big return there from Devidze. Heavy, deep ball. And then Castillo is just in survival mode. That last ball just getting over the net, sits up nice and high. Devidze basically take that wherever she wanted.
2-3.
So now it's Devidze with another opportunity here to tie things up. Devidze did come through the winner's bracket, so if she wins game 2 here, she will earn a gold medal and gets a little help off the net there. It will be her 6th women's singles gold medal here on the APP Tour in 2023 if she can get it done.
Yeah, this ball right here, Devidze gets lucky with. We used to talk about with Devidze, the way to beat her was to get her moving up to the ball, because at times she'll overrun it and end up jamming herself. If you give her the space, you give her the room, she's just too strong.
That's an absolute wow. She punishes this ball cross court with the two-hander.
But again, it's space. Look at the space that she has right here, and she just rears back. She's not afraid to miss a ball deep.
Yeah, she has Devidze has Castillo moving all over the place right now, hitting balls on dead sprint. And now Devidze just taking control here.
Very similar story to game 1 where Judit Castillo went up 2-0, and then slowly but surely Devidze started working her way back into this. Castillo getting a paddle on it.
Oh, and Castillo had an opportunity right there. She approaches this ball right here through transition, roll cross court. She had Devidze on the other half. Both feet are on the other half of the court. All she's got to do is easy roll, not even hit it. Hit it 50%, roll it to the opposite tee, and she's got an absolute winner. But she tries to go just a little too much power and goes right into the two-handed backhand of Devidze, and that's all she wrote right there.
Yeah. At this point, I feel like Castillo needs to take a page out of the men's singles playbook.
Okay.
Needs to get more into a little bit of a cat and mouse with Devidze. The passing shots are there because Devidze is getting up to the kitchen line and putting the pressure on Castillo, and Castillo's kind of on the run when she's trying to hit that passing shot. If she can, I do believe in my mind that Castillo has better court coverage and is faster than Devidze. So if she can get into that cat and mouse, softer, move the ball around, I think that's where she has a little bit more of an advantage than trying to hit the passing shots and go through Devidze.
She's going to switch her game strategy now It's a critical time to do it, coming out of the timeout and trailing by 3 here. Devidze with the serve. That ball sailing just a bit deep.
But that was a good ball right there.
Yep.
Even though it was flat down the line, she went slow roll.
Slow and low.
Right here. Slow roll. Forces Devidze to have to hit up on that.
And to add more power.
Yeah.
Instead of generating the power for Devidze, Devidze's then having to try to generate the power.
Ball called out by our USA pickleball officials.
See. Yeah, it looks like it was out.
Yep.
So it'll be a side out here. And Devidze with an opportunity to extend this lead. Now out of the timeout, she has been unable to add any points. Castillo, though, hasn't added to her score line as well. That time, Castillo making Devidze go sideline to sideline.
Well, that is much better depth on every single one of those ground strokes from Judit Castillo. She had, like you said, AJ, Devidze going sideline to sideline, but she had her going sideline to sideline. The last ball right there was the only one that was just a little shorter. Everything else was deep into the baseline.
Oh.
Devidze immediately coming up to the court, to the kitchen line, and finding the cross-court winner.
Devidze over there, mean mugging too. As soon as she hits this ball right here, she's like, if you think I can't play cat and mouse, you're sadly mistaken. I'll play that game.
I mean, that's an impressive shot right there. On the run, back behind her.
6-3.
Okay. All right, Devidze.
All right, we see you.
Castillo just cannot get to that one, and again, a situation where I think for most of that point, Salome Devidze hardly had to move her feet.
It's just good footwork and good placement here from Devidze. She just gets Castillo moving. She's only got to shuffle, like you said, AJ. Not too much, just side to side, a couple feet each time, in control of the point.
7-3.
Well, she forces her to hit another ball, at least right there, did Castillo. But again, Devidze in complete control. This is a beautiful drop right here from Devidze.
Well, especially after she's hit that heavy backhand and pulled Castillo out wide.
So Devidze with a 5-point lead here in game 2, sending just 3 points away from winning the women's singles gold medal here in Houston. And again, just immediately coming to the kitchen line is Devidze and sending that cross court out of the reach of Judit Castillo's paddle.
Well, she plays the angles as well as anybody does. Salome Devidze. Watch her on this next ball right here. Just creates the angle, just sets that angle early, right? So she knows where she's going with that ball as that ball is getting to her. And it's just too good, and Devidze in control here in game 2 as well.
But that's why we're seeing the change in Devidze's game as well. It used to be that she was just sitting in the baseline and going baseline game and hitting those balls as hard as she could. Then the way to beat it was to go short angle, move her forward, get her moving. Now, Devidze has worked on that kitchen game and the volleys and the angles and everything so much that it's difficult to find a weakness in a game.
And what's helped her too is she's really improved where? On the double side of things.
Yes.
And so that has improved her game up at the kitchen line in singles, is her improvement in the double side of things, because you're watching her now in doubles I've seen her make a couple quarters now in doubles, and she's doing much better on that side of things. That's only helping her up at the kitchen line here in singles.
Devidze with the 9-3 lead here in game 2. Castillo sending that ball wide and sets up a match point opportunity for Salome Devidze. Just one serve away from winning her 6th women's singles gold medal here in 2023. She got a silver in Dallas a few weeks ago. We already know she's upgrading that medal color. An opportunity to make it golden right here for Salome Devidze. Castillo says not yet. Thank you very much. I've got a little fight left in me.
Definitely got some fight left in her. This is a great forehand roll from Castillo. Keeping that a few inches inside the sideline.
Castillo defended 2 or 3 game point opportunities in game 1 before Salome Devidze was able to get it done. She has a
3-10.
big comeback to mount here, trailing by 7, but can get it started just like that.
Ooh, that's a big of a backswing there from Devidze. Castillo's roll kind of floated a little bit.
See Castillo drop her paddle here. It's like puts the paddle behind her back. Don't you dare do that.
Oh my
But
goodness.
that is just too good from Salome Devidze. Even Judit Castillo giving a little nod.
But it's the defensive lob here from Devidze that gives her a little bit of control back. She pushes Castillo back away from the kitchen line. Castillo has to step up, commit to that right side, and that creates the opening to go behind her for Devidze.
And a match point opportunity for Salome Devidze.
Oh, she was there.
Point game match 11.
Salome Devidze getting it done in game 2. Very similar to how she did in game 1, just forcing Judit Castillo to move sideline to sideline. Devidze proves that she is golden yet again, her 6th women's singles gold in 2023 here in Houston. We'll hear from them when we come back.
At Typical Insurance, you're just another senior.
That is the 3rd health insurance commercial with seniors at a farmer's market.
Right? Don't get me wrong, I love a fresh heirloom, but it's like those companies think we're all the same.
That's why I chose Humana. Before I signed up, I spoke to someone who actually listened to what I needed. She told me about benefits that were right for me, like vision and dental, all in my budget. I finally feel in control. What are you doing?
Taking control.
Humana, a more human way to healthcare.
We save time when we buy and book online at discounttire.com.
Which means more time
Take a check.
Kyle, it's pickleball.
Every time. 002.
Get 30% shorter average wait time when you buy and book online at discounttire.com.
We started this mission in tennis about 5 years ago. We've been perfecting our craft and our tools. We now see a phenomenal opportunity to take all that and bring it into pickleball to support an emerging ecosystem that's booming. And it's a super complementary partnership for us. With the experience and the existing events that are up and running, the recreational element of APP, it's a fantastic 1 + 1 is going to equal 4. So we're thrilled to be partnering with APP.
And here's your Boca Raton championship point for Salome Devidze. What makes her golden here, Chad?
Yeah, just too strong for Devidze. It was the angles and the power. Castillo, unfortunately, just running over the top of that last ball, but you can see the kitchen coverage from Devidze giving her the win here. And AJ McCord is courtside with both of our players.
Welcome back to Championship Court. These two women getting us started here in Houston. We're going to get to our gold medalist, Salome Devidze, in just a minute. But Judit Castillo, first, I want to start with you. Your third time here on Championship Sunday. Salome came out with a game plan to get you moving here on a Sunday. Game 2, though, started out incredibly strong. How did you recover from Game 1 and start Game 2 so strong?
I mean, she put pressure from the beginning with the serve, with the return coming into the net. Very hard to pass her, you know. So, I mean, she was running me around, so thank you for the workout. I mean, when you play against someone like that, you know, you have to play super deep, super aggressive, and she didn't give me a chance, so congrats to her.
You still walk away with a silver medal here in Houston. Come so far from that first gold medal in Sacramento that you won in women's singles. How have you seen your game improve?
I'm trying to add some variety into it. You know, at the beginning it was everything hard. Right now I'm trying to make the game a little bit softer, playing a little more of angles and using a little more of the whole court, you know. So just trying my best.
Trying your best and a great performance here this morning. Ken, let's go ahead and get Judit Castillo her silver medal. And now let's turn to Salome Devidze, who is golden yet again. 6th gold medal for you on the APP Tour in women's singles. What is it about your game that you're able to just get better each and every time we see you here on Championship Sunday?
Well, first, congrats to Judith. She reminded me that she started playing pickleball 1 year ago, and first match she played was against me. Probably tough draw, I guess, very first match, but she's come so far, and I can see her improvement every time she plays. But I'm going to answer your question, but this morning I got a text from somebody saying that I'm too polite in my interviews, and said that even that's bad about me. But, you know, I come out. The one thing, I respect every of my opponent, no matter who I play, no matter what they say. I respect them so hard that when I go on the court, I think my opponent knows that I've worked really hard. And I'm going to keep working hard. Till I'm playing pickleball, I'm going to work really hard and just improve every time I go out there.
Well, and your work ethic is something that we have seen week in and week out. Judit certainly having to see it firsthand this morning. What was the game plan that you wanted to come in to this women's singles gold medal match with?
I think Judith made least mistakes that she's ever made against me today. She made a lot of balls in the court. I knew I had to come in and put away. I couldn't stay in the back, and you know she's so fast I cannot keep running. So even when I came in the beginning, I missed a few balls. I said, you know, this is the game plan. If it works today, great. If it doesn't, that's fine too. But I stuck to my game plan.
A game plan that has you golden yet again. What does it mean to you to earn this gold medal here in Houston?
It really means a lot. This is my last APP of the year. I'm cutting my year short. I got to go back to Florida, but. I mean, you guys have been incredible. You and I spent quite a lot of Sundays together, and you guys have been all incredible. I don't know. I don't have words to thank everybody who put all this together, and I don't know. It means so much. Thank you so much for everything.
Salome Devidze, it's an honor to watch you play every single time. Let's get this woman her gold medal, Ken. Congratulations to Salome Devidze.
Well, congratulations, Salome Devidze, golden again here on Championship Sunday. You hear that's the last event for her for 2023, so congratulations to her coming out on top, Chad.
Yeah, gold number 6, and she's definitely been a staple here on Sunday in women's singles. But like you heard Devidze say, she came in with a game plan. She was going to come up to that kitchen line, make Castillo move. And if that game plan didn't work, then so be it. But she stuck to it and came away with the gold.
And she did exactly that. We'll take a quick commercial break. When we come back, it's all about men's singles here on Championship Court at the APP Houston Open.